Luca Pacioli is the first person to use the double entry system in his mathematics books called Summa. So he is popularly known as father of accounting. All accounts are divided into two sides. So we will learn about it. So we have two sides in each and every account, that is debit and credit side. Classification of accounts under English system, or it is also called as traditional approach. And the second one is classification of accounts under American system, that is modern approach. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today I am going to start your second unit. That is, your unit name is Accounting Process, and this is for first sem BBA under the subject Fundamentals of Business Accounting. So in your previous unit, you have studied about Introduction to Financial Accounting, where you have learnt all the theoretical aspects of accounting, wherein how to record the transactions, where to record, what are the accounting concepts we have, what are the accounting principles, accounting conventions. So all these theoretical aspects you have learnt in your first unit. In the second unit, accounting process, we will start with solving the problems. Before that, we have certain theoretical aspects also. So before recording, so what are the classification of accounts? That is also very important. So what are the classification of accounts and what are the golden rules of accounts? So moving on to the session quickly. So let us begin with the session where we are going to learn about systems of accounting. So mainly we have two systems of accounting, that is double entry system and single entry system. Now what is this double entry system? So it is called as what? Complete system of accounting, wherein we are going to record both the aspects of debit and credit is recorded in a particular transaction. That is called as what? Double entry system. So whatever the system what we are following today, that is double entry system. And Luca Pacioli is the first person to use the double entry system in his mathematics books called Summa. So he is popularly known as father of accounting. So why Luca Pacioli is called as father of accounting? Because he is the first person. So whatever the system what we are following today, that is double entry system, he is the first person to tell about double entry system. So he is popularly known as father of accounting. Now let us see what are the systems of accounting. As I told you, we have two systems of accounting, double entry system and single entry system. Now let us see what is this double entry system. So the system of recording two aspects, that is debit and credit, of every transaction in the books of account is called as what? Double entry system. To be simple, double entry system is called as complete system of accounting. So it is called as complete system of accounting. Why? Because in this system we are recording two aspects in each and every transaction, that is debit and credit. For example, when you purchase machinery, so one account to be debited, the other account has to be credited. So debit, what comes in? So when I purchase machinery, what comes in? Furniture comes in. So furniture comes in, so I will debit this account. So I'll debit this account because furniture comes in, and what goes out from me? Cash goes out. So I have to credit. So each and every entry, that is each and every transaction has both debit and credit. So it is called as complete system of accounting or double entry system. So hope you are clear about double entry system. So whatever the system what we are following today, that is double entry system. Now coming to single entry system. So here it is called as incomplete system of accounting. So what it is called as? Incomplete system of accounting. So it is called as incomplete system because we are going to record only one account, that is either debit or credit. So here both the aspects, both debit and credit aspects are not recorded. Either debit aspect is recorded or credit aspect is recorded. So it is called as incomplete system of accounting. So single entry system, accounting records which are not strictly kept according to double entry system are known as single entry system. So, easy to remember, double entry system is a complete system of accounting where we will record both the aspects of debit and credit is recorded. Whereas under single entry system, it is called as incomplete system of accounting wherein we are going to record either debit aspect or credit aspect. So, both the aspects are not recorded. So, it is called as incomplete or single entry system. So, hope you are clear about system of accounting. Moving on to the next concept, let us see what is an account. Okay, so you might have heard about that we have to prepare cash account, bank account. Then what is an account? So, an account is a record of all business transactions relating to a particular person or an item or any other asset. For example, after recording in journal, we have to classify them based on the nature and type into individual accounts. So, what is that account then? So, account is a record of all business transaction. It may be relating to a person or an item or any other assets. In accounting, we keep a separate record of each individual asset, liability, expense or income. So, we are maintaining a separate account for every assets, every liabilities, every expenses, every income, even for the capital also. The place where such a record is maintained is termed as what? Account. So, when we are maintaining or those classification where we are putting together based on the nature and type, and that classification where we have to maintain a proper records of it, that is called as what? Account. All accounts are divided into two sides. So, we will learn about it. So, we have two sides in each and every account, that is debit and credit side. So, we have two sides, that is debit side and credit side. The above account resembles English capital letter T. So, how does an account look like? It looks like a capital letter T. I will show you the diagram. As such, it is often called as T-shaped account. So, how does an account look like? It looks like a capital letter T. An account is abbreviated as A bar C. That is, how do we write account? In accountancy, A bar C. So, this is the brief explanation of an account. Now, see here. So, how does an account look like? As I told you, it looks like a capital letter T shape where your left side indicates debit side, which is indicated by the letter DR. That is word DR, whereas right side indicates credit side, which is indicated by CR. That is credit side. So, this is how here, suppose if I want to, here you will write the title of an account. Suppose if I am preparing cash account, I will write it as cash account. Okay. Then your left side indicates debit side, right side indicates credit side. So, hope you are clear about how does an account look like. Now, let us see classification of accounts. This is very important, not only from the examination point of view. So, before recording the transaction, you have to know the classification and its golden rule, so that it will be easy for you to record the entries in your journal. Okay. So, mainly the accounts has been classified based on two types. Classification of accounts under English system, or it is also called as traditional approach. And the second one is classification of accounts under American system, that is modern approach. So, there are two classification of accounts. You can follow either English approach or American English system or American system, that is your traditional approach or modern approach. So, hope you are clear about the classification. Now, let us see how the account has been classified based on this. Okay. So, under traditional approach separately as well as under modern approach separately. Now, see here, classification of accounts under traditional approach, that is English system, where the account is mainly classified into three types, that is real account, personal account and nominal account. So, how the account has been classified under traditional approach or English system, real account, personal account and nominal account. Now, let us see what is this real account. So, real account are accounts related to property. So, this you have to remember. Okay. So, real account is related to what? Properties. So, any properties of the business that comes under real account. So, real account is further divided into tangible real account, intangible real account. So, what do you mean by tangible real account? Tangible means what? Which can be seen as well as touched. Any property in the business which can be seen as well as touched comes under tangible real account. So, for example, your land account, building account, machine account, furniture account, cash account, then any other vehicles account, etc. comes under tangible real account. So, time being, remember, real account is related to properties. So, what is tangible real account? Any property in the business which can be seen as well as touched. So, that comes under tangible real account. And the next one is intangible real account. So these are also properties of the business, but which cannot be seen as well as touched. Only we can feel those assets. Okay. So for example, goodwill, patents, copyrights, trademark, etc. are all intangible real account. Now see the golden rule of real account. So this is a rules of real account. So this you have to remember, so that while recording the transaction, while recording the journal entry, you will find it easy. So what does your real account tells? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. For example, when you purchase land, so what comes in? Land. What goes out from the business? Cash. So debit what comes in, credit what goes out. In the same way, when you purchase machinery, what comes in? Machinery. So your golden rules tells us debit what comes in. So machinery comes in. So your entry will be machinery account debtor 2. What goes out? Credit what goes out. When you purchase machinery, what goes out? Cash goes out. So 2 cash account. So hope you are clear about it. So here both are properties. Machinery account is also a property as well as cash is also a property of the business. So debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So hope you are clear about real account. Now let us see a few of the examples for real account. So you can see these are all properties of the business like furniture account, building account, machinery account, because this is important. So you might get a question for 10 marks. So they'll give you few accounts where you have to classify them to real, nominal and personal. So these are all comes under real account, that is properties of the business. It is furniture, building, machinery, land, vehicles, purchases, purchase return, sales, sales return, stock, loose tools, cash, goodwill, patents, trademark, copyright, investment, bills receivable, bills payable. So these are all real account. Next, coming to your personal account. As the word itself tells us, it is related to person or institution. Person or institution means it's nothing but your artificial person. Okay. So personal account is related to persons or institutions. So personal accounts are accounts related to persons or institutions with whom the business has its dealings. Okay. So under personal account we have 3 types: natural personal account, artificial personal account and representative personal account. Natural person means what? The name of the person who has life. Whereas artificial person, it is like your companies. So company is called as an artificial person by law, correct? Because same like a natural person, they will have their own signature, they will have their own identity, correct? So it is called as artificial person. So all the institutions or organizations comes under artificial person. Natural person, name of the person, Rima's account, Gagan's account, Shweta's account, etc. Artificial person, name of the organization or institution where the business has its dealings. Canara Bank account, Wipro Limited, Sports Club account, etc. Next, representative personal account, anything which is outstanding or prepaid or received in advance. All these comes under representative personal account. For example, outstanding salary, prepaid rent, then rent received in advance, etc. So let us see what is the golden rule of this personal account. See here, debit the receiver of benefit, credit the giver of benefit. So debit the receiver. Suppose if you give 20,000 to Ramesh, so your account will be Ramesh account data. So for example, if Ramesh account data and what goes out from me? Cash. So debit the receiver. Whom you have to debit? Debit the receiver. Who receives the amount? That person has to be debited. Okay. So your account tells us, that is personal account golden rules tells us, debit the receiver, credit the giver of benefit. Okay. So this is about your personal account. So see the examples of your personal account. As I told you, it is related to person or institutions. So these are few examples of your personal account. So it may be natural personal or artificial person or representative person. Natural person, I have told you, name of a particular person comes under natural personal account, and artificial person, name of the institutions, and representative personal, anything which is received in advance or outstanding or paid in advance, that comes under representative personal account. So this is about your examples of personal account. Now coming to your nominal account. So this is the third type of your classification, that is your nominal account. So nominal account is related to all expenses and incomes. Okay, so nominal accounts are all accounts related to expenses and incomes of the business. Anything which is paid or received comes under nominal account. Now see here, commission paid, rent received, salary paid, interest received. If nothing is given, for example, just they have given you salary, so it is understood that it is salary paid. If we have received, they'll mention salary received, rent received, commission received. If they have just given salary, rent, commission, then it is understood that it is paid. Okay. Now hope you are clear. This is easy to classify. All the incomes and expenses comes under nominal account. Now let us see what is the rule of nominal account. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So debit all expenses when salary is paid. So how do you write? Debit. Now when salary is paid, it is an expense for us. So salary account debtor, and what goes out from us? Cash. So to cash account. Now for example, when salary is received, what comes in actually? Cash comes in. So cash account debtor, and so it is an income for us now. When salary is received, it is income for us. So to salary account. So debit all expenses. Now in this example, this was an expense, and in this example, it was an income. So your golden rules tells us debit expenses and losses, and credit income and gain. Okay. So this is about your nominal account. So hope you are clear about it. Now if you see the example, so we have all these examples for nominal account where all the salary, wages, now just they have given you salary, so it is understood that it is paid. So if they mention the word received, so here dividend received, then it is an income. So all the expenses and incomes or any losses or gain that comes under nominal account. So hope you are clear about it. So this is just an example to make you understand. Hope you are clear about all the classification based on traditional approach or English system. Now see the problem here. You might get a problem for 10 marks. Now this was a simple problem. Okay. So classify the following accounts into personal account, real account and nominal account. If they are asking for 10 marks, they will ask you 10 account where you have to classify them to real, nominal and personal. Okay. Now see here, capital account. So what is capital account? So it is related to person, because when an proprietor, when the owner of the business invest into the business, it is called as what? Capital. So who invests? A person invests, that is the owner. So it is a personal account. Furniture is what? It is property, so it is a real account. Next, drawings. So when the owner withdraws, so owner withdraws, he is a person, so it is a personal account. So it is related to person. So personal account. Next, bad debts. Bad debts is what? It is loss for us. So all expenses and losses, income, where does it comes? Nominal account. So nominal account. So this is how they might ask you 10 accounts where you have to classify. Here there are only 4. We shall see the next problem. Okay, so see here, this is how they'll ask you the question. Classify the following into personal account, real account and nominal account. So now you know what is if you know the meaning of particular classification, you can easily solve the problem. So this is how they will ask you the question. Now see here, drawing. So what it is? Personal account. Drawing says personal account. University account. So it is related to an institution. So this is also personal account. Next, discount. So just they have given you discount. They have not mentioned it is received or paid, but it is an expense. Just they mentioned that it is an expense. So it comes under nominal account. Next, building. It is a property, real account. Next, depreciation. Depreciation is what? It is decrease in the value of an asset. So it is what? Nominal account. Next, insurance. Insurance, they have not mentioned, understood that it is insurance paid. So it is also a nominal account. Next, cash. It is a property, real account. Next, bank. This is also related to property. So, real account. Next, capital. So, capital is what? It is related to person. So, personal account. Next, bad debts. Bad debts is what? It is an expense or loss. So, it is nominal account. So, cash is a property. So, it is a real account. Next, bank. It is related to person. So, it is personal account. Next, capital. So, this is also related to person. Personal account. Next, bad debts. It is a loss. So, it is nominal account. So, this is how you are going to classify. So, this is one of the question paper problem. See, we shall see the next. This is also a question paper problem. So, let's solve this. Okay. So, classify the following accounts into personal, real and nominal account. So, let's see here. Building. So, it is a property. So, it is real account. Next, interest. They have just given you interest. So, it is an expense. So, it comes under nominal account. Next, we have Kumar's account. So, he is a person. So, this is personal account. Next, we have cash. Cash is an asset. So, real account. Capital. Capital is related to person. So, personal account. Investment. So, investment is an asset, property. So, it is real account. Next, purchases. Purchases is what? It is an expense. So, purchases means what? It is stock. So, you are purchasing stock. So, it is a property. So, it is real account. Next, bank. So, bank is what? It is related to person, personal account. Next, national insurance company account. So, it is also related to institution or organization. So, it is personal account. Next, drawings. Drawings also related to person. So, personal account. So, this is how you are going to classify them to real, nominal and personal account. So, hope you are clear. So, this you might get a question in your question paper also for 10 marks. They will ask you only 10 accounts where you have to classify them into real, personal and nominal. So, hope you are clear about this. Now, moving on to the next part, classification of accounts under American system or modern approach, where the account has been classified into assets, liabilities, capital, revenue or income, expenses or losses. So, this is how they are going to classify. They have classified into 5 accounts. Now, let us see what is this asset account. Asset account is related to all assets. It may be tangible or intangible assets. All the assets comes under asset account. Liabilities, all the liabilities like anything to be which is to be paid to the outsiders. For example, bank loan or bank overdraft, creditors, all these comes under liabilities account. Capital, we have only 2, that is drawings and capital. Revenue, anything which is received, revenue or income, anything which is received, that comes under revenue or income account. Expenses or losses, anything which is paid, that comes under expenses or losses account. Now, see here, golden rule of this classification under American system. Rules of debit and credit under American approach, that is modern system or modern approach, for recording changes in assets and expenses. So, see the classification here. We have classified assets and expenses together, where increase in asset is debited, decrease in asset is credited. Increase, if any assets increases, it has to be debited. So, increase in asset is debit, decrease in asset is credit. In the same way, increase in expenses or losses is debited, decrease in expenses or losses should be credited. So, increase in expenses to be debited, decrease in expenses to be credited. Now, this is one classification for recording changes in liabilities, capital and revenue, where increase in liability to be credited and decrease in liability to be debited. Increase in liability to be credited, decrease in liability is debited. In the same way, increase in capital is credited, decrease in capital is debited. The other one, increase in revenue or gain. Increase in revenue is credited, decrease in revenue is debited. So this is how the golden rule of this American system or modern approach. So you can classify them into assets and expenses. So when it increases, you have to debit, and when it decreases, you have to credit. But here, liability, capital and revenue, when it increases, you have to credit. When it decreases, you have to debit. So this is simple here. Now let us see the example for all the assets. So you know these are all assets here. Building, furniture, machinery, land, any premises, investment, all these comes under assets. Next, coming to your liabilities, we have all these liabilities: creditors, bank loan, bills payable, bank overdraft, outstanding expenses like outstanding salary, outstanding rent, income received in advance, all these are liabilities. Next, under capital, we have only two, that is capital account and drawings account. We have only two. Okay. Next, coming to your revenue or income, anything which is received, that comes under revenue or income, like commission received, rent received, discount received, interest received, all these comes under revenue. So sales is also revenue, because when we sell, we will get the cash, correct? So it is also a revenue. Next, examples for expenses or losses. So all these, anything which is paid to the outsiders, all these terms are termed as what? Expenses or losses. So this is how the account has been classified. Okay, so we have learnt in today's session classification of accounts under American system as well as under English system. So under English system, the account has been classified into real account, nominal account and personal account, whereas in under American system, it has been classified into assets account, liabilities account, capital account, expenses or losses, revenue or gain. So my dear students, hope you have understood today's session. So this was the basic of this accounting. Before recording the transactions, you have to know this basics. Okay, see you all in my next session with a new concept. Till then, take care. Thank you.